Welcome back. I'm Emily at Emily's podcast, Tribute to All Little Angels, Part 10, Episode 5 of the Timeline, August 20th, 2024. I did not record yesterday. I looked at pictures. I played the comparison game. Pictures that were taken from years ago to pictures recently taken at the cemetery. I will record today. Have a good one. August 21st, 2024. The sky looks clear this morning, so I will clean up and then drive to the cemetery when I'm finished. At 2:42 p.m., I pull up to Wyatt's area. I take a picture from the street of his headstone. I visit with him, and a little while later, I pull around to visit with Megan. And of course, as you know by now, I take the first photo of Babyland 6th West area from the electrical pole to the existing tree. Megan's flowers are here. And in the second picture, it's of Megan's area close up. The double heart headstone has a red rose bouquet of flowers east of their headstone. In the third picture, it's of the southeast headstone area to the rock headstone and on two headstones in the west to the Mother Mary statue. And oh my gosh, I know, and I probably have said this before, how I repeat these areas over and over again. I describe them. But to me, these, along with other areas, are the areas I'm focused on for now. In the fourth picture, it's of the lineup from the small drain to the double headstones to the blue and white Babyland 6th West sign to the existing tree. Then what should be the rock headstone to Megan's flowers stuck in the ground, onto the west to the newly set in headstone, which year of date is 1992. This is the first newly set in headstone dated from 1992, set in 2019. And the other two headstones set in 2024, the same last names, one date of year is 2021, and the second headstone date of year is 2022, all in Babyland 6th West area. In this picture, it also shows headstones to the south and to the north. In the fifth picture, it is a picture from the existing tree to the north where the north tree sat, and there are now headstones because they were washed down south from the north. Then I carefully look over the area. I tell my angels I love them, and I leave the cemetery. When I return home, I work on the screenplay for a couple hours, and then I receive a video of my granddogs playing in their yard. Later this evening, it's getting dark, so I'm sitting on the patio and I take a few pictures of the sky. The clouds look like globs of cotton balls or cotton candy. I soon went into the house and said good night. August 22nd, 2024. Today will be a good day to relax and wait to see if we get help with Megan's story. I then receive pictures of my granddogs. They are coming over, and at 4:31 p.m., they are laying on the patio out of the sun. We visit for a little while, and when they leave, I went into the house to relax. August 23rd, 2024. Good morning. I thank God. When my morning starts, I'm spending time outside. When I went inside, I start to write an episode for this next week. I didn't finish it, but I did get quite a bit of it done. A little later, I went to pick up my grandson to go to work in the morning in the country. So he's here spending the night. August 24th, 2024. This morning, when my grandson and I were awake and ready, we went to the country to do work. We stayed most of the day. We ordered pizza, ate, then finished up. And when we leave, I drive back to the city. I drop my grandson off at home, and I went home. When I get home, I grab a bite to eat and I sit to finish the writing for the episode. When I'm done, I did not reread it or time it, but I will in the morning. August 25th, 2024. Thank you, God, for waking me. I'm dragging this morning, but I did reread and time the episode. It is good. It's ready to record. When I'm finished, I went into my bedroom, and as I walk in, my mother's death announcement, which hangs on my mirror above my dresser, had slid down and is now laying on the dresser. I replied, "Oh God, I love you, Mom. What are you trying to tell me?" And of course I get no reply. But I will watch my behavior, I'll watch my surroundings, and I'll be careful as to who I talk with. I pick it up and set it back in the slit on my mirror frame, and I thank you, Mom. I thank you, God. And I did take a picture of this. And then at 2:08 p.m., I went to the cemetery. I pull up to Wyatt. I take a picture of his area and headstone from the street, and then I walk over to his area. The second picture is of his headstone and flowers. And then as I pull up to Megan's area, I take a photo south of the electrical pole onto south of the tree. In the third picture, the electrical pole is in the center of the photo to the branches hanging over to the south from the existing tree. The fourth and fifth pictures is a full view picture of Babyland 6th West area. Megan's flowers are here, and I'm good with that. In the sixth picture, it's of Megan's area close up. The seventh picture is of the southeast headstone to the rock headstone to headstones to the west and the Mother Mary statue. In the eighth and ninth pictures, it's of the lineup from the newly set in drain to the newly set in headstone, both set in difference of just days in 2019, before the day of the digging. In the next picture, it's of the existing tree going north to the headstones that sit now where the north tree did sit. Pictures don't lie. When I leave the cemetery, I drive around the lake and take pictures of the geese. Nature is the most prettiest pictures. I sit for a little while watching and clearing my mind. When I return home, I'm able to sit and watch a movie and just relax. August 26, 2024. Have a great day, first off. But it's a day to record, so I'm going to try to get this done. Wish me luck. August 27th, 2024. I pray for a good day. I did record yesterday, but I did not get it. My mind was not clear enough to record. I tried over and over. It got late, so I will try today. August 28, 2024. Good morning and thank you, God. It's a good morning to get outside. The morning air feels good, and yeah, actually, I need this. I stayed outside until about 2 p.m. and went inside. Madison is taking me to lunch today, And when we were done, we went back to my house to visit. When Madison leaves, I'm relaxing, waiting to hear of the episode recording. A little after 9 p.m., I receive where the episode did air, and the numbers of listeners have moved up. I'm so grateful for this. August 29th, 2024. Before I get started on anything else today, I'm doing a drive-through through the cemetery. I went to the cemetery and all seems okay as we know it. When I leave, Madison and I are going to the country to help our friend. We went to lunch and helped him clean up. He also has paperwork to care for. And when we were done, we left. I took Madison home and I went home. And believe me, it's been a day. August 30th, 2024. First thing this morning, I'm outside. I'm walking around the yard barefooted. I hear it's good for one. I see a caterpillar. I haven't seen a caterpillar in I don't know how long. I did capture a picture of it. When I go inside and clean some and I get ready, I did do a drive-through through the cemetery. When I leave, I go for a short drive, and as I'm driving, when I stop, I have received pictures of my granddogs sleeping. I respond to Madison and then head home. When I get home, I start to write an episode for the next week, and I know I won't finish it tonight, but I will have it started. August 31st, 2024. This morning when I get up, I thank God and I start my day. I finish the episode, and when I'm finished, I reread it and timed it. It's ready to record. When I'm done, it's 2:16 p.m., so the whole day is not over. I went outside and enjoyed the late afternoon air. Everyone have a good evening. September 1st, 2024. Thank you, God, for waking me. This morning, as I sit on my patio to listen to the morning noises, birds chirping, cars driving by, it's actually quiet, and I'm enjoying it. This afternoon, Madison calls to ask if we can barbecue and to swim today. So, of course, I said yes. I thought, why not? I have the episode done, so that's what we did. She comes over and starts setting the tables and chairs out. I start preparing food and getting paper towels, paper plates, and silverware outside. As we are finishing up a few hours later, people start arriving. They also bring food and drinks. We all had a great time. September 2nd, 2024. First thing this morning, I said, thank you, God. Soon after, I received pictures of my granddogs. They seem good today. Later this afternoon, Madison and I go to the country to help our friend. I clean up for him and Madison sweeps and vacuums. We visit with him for a little while, and when we leave, we go to the cemetery to visit Megan and Wyatt. At 5:16 p.m., I pull up to Wyatt's area. The first picture I take is from the car, and the second picture is of his headstone close up. His flowers are here, and they look great. I took a few more pictures of his headstone as we visit, and a short time later I pull around to visit Megan. As I pull up to Megan's area, Babyland 6th West, I take a full view area picture. Megan's flowers are here, and in the next picture it's of the southeast headstone close up and the rock headstone. In the third picture I took, it's of the first newly set in headstone that was recently set in, date of year 2021. And in the fourth picture, it's of the second newly set in headstone, also recently set in, date of year 2022. Both set in 2024. In the fifth picture, it's of Megan's flowers close up and her area. In the sixth picture, close up flowers is all. The seventh picture is taken south of the tree, facing north. And it really is so sad. The eighth picture is of the headstone near where my niece found the plot marker indents in the grass and the ground. The indent was on the southwest corner of this headstone. In the next picture I take from the west to the east of the rock headstone to the southeast headstone onto the street. And looking at this picture, where the rock headstone is now, is too far off from the east-west street. The rock headstone belongs west of the existing tree, and the southeast headstone should set southeast of this same tree, not so far from the corner of the east-west street. Now they sit way off. In the 10th picture, it's the full view area. Into the next picture is the lineup from the newly set in small drain to the newly set in headstone to the west of Megan, where she was laid to rest. In the 12th picture, it is taken south of the tree to the headstones where the north tree sat. Because no matter how many times someone says, they said they cut down a tree, portraying it was the south tree. And supposedly the tree existing is the north tree. But that's not so. The north tree was cut out, and for 5 years after, the south tree still stood from 2010 to 2015 until the flood of 7.1 inches of rain fell. And if they cut down a tree in 2016, as pictures show, with a dirt pile there, where there was never a tree, there's just not enough feet, as in measurement, for the two trees to have set that close together in that area. And or if the tree was cut out in 2016, as they said they did, one day in pictures it shows no tree in that specific area, and then the next day there is a dirt pile, and I'm taking pictures. And also wood chips were thrown on top, but no tree to cut down. Because if they cut that tree down in 2016, there would be no tree here today. One tree cut out in 2010, 2011, Google Earth, to another tree being cut out in 2016, they claim. I walk over and sit in the car, still visiting with Megan. A little while later, I leave the cemetery and went home. When I relaxed, I thought about recording the episode. And then my next thought is, I will do that tomorrow. September 3rd, 2024. Good morning. Thank you, God. Thank you, my angels. Today is the day the episode needs to be recorded. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So to all, have a great day, and I pray this goes easy on me. September 4th, 2024. The episode airs tonight at 8:00 p.m. on Spotify, Amazon Music, Samsung Podcast, Podcast Index Audible, Listen Notes, RSS.com Community, iHeartRadio, YouTube, and PublicRSS.com. You may also contact us at email address Emily McMahon, EMILYMCMAHAN 208 at gmail.com or sdmcmahon 1959 at gmail.com for any questions or advice. We'd greatly appreciate it. And as my day moves on, I take my notes and information papers pertaining to Megan's story, and I put the papers dated in order of date. I have the papers laying on the pool table in piles of years. And then at 8:35 p.m. I take a picture of it and I sit down for the night. September 5th, 2024. Before I do anything else, I'm going to the cemetery. I pull up to Wyatt a little before noon to visit with him. Then I pull around to visit Megan. Her flowers are still here, and I'm okay with that. When I leave the cemetery, I take a short drive around the lake. I did sit and have lunch until my phone rings. It's my friend and he needs some help. So I'm driving to the country. And I'm also okay with that. When I'm finished, I drive home. September 6, 2024. I start my day to write in the screenplay. I work on it for hours without meaning to. Then later this evening, I start an episode for next week. I work on this until the news came on at 10 p.m. I have all but 6 pages written, so I can finish that in the morning. September 7th, 2024. Before I leave this morning, I finished writing the episode. I did also reread it and timed it. It is now ready to record. When I finish, I pick my grandson up and we go to the country to work. He's cutting trees down today and I'm cleaning inside. When I finish, I sit on the front porch and enjoy the country air until we need to leave. Some hours later, my grandson is done for today, but we will be back out tomorrow. September 8, 2024. No recording today. We are going to the country since the weather is nice enough to get yard work done. At 8:32 p.m. we leave the country. I take my grandson home and I also went home. September 9th, 2024. This morning, waking up, I thank God. Then I thought, I'm going to record today. And I tried. I went over and over, about 8 tries, and I stopped. I then went to the cemetery at 4:09 p.m. I pull up to Wyatt. I take a picture from the street of his area. I then notice a lawn company truck pulling in to most likely mow the cemetery. I just hope Megan's flowers aren't removed. I pull up to Megan's area and I snap a picture. In the next picture, it's a full view picture of the area at Babyland 6th West. In the third picture, it's of the lineup of the southeast headstone to the rock headstone, onto headstones to the west, and the Mother Mary statue. In the fourth picture, it's of Megan's area, the blue and white Babyland 6th West sign, to the tree, to Megan's flowers stuck in the ground. Yes, still stuck in the ground. Sad, but true. When I leave the cemetery, I went home to record, and I did get it, and I'm so thankful for that. Thank you for listening. Stay kind with your words.